Okay, we're live. Let's do a quick audio check as always. Okay, we're live. Let's do a quick audio check. Man, I can never get used to it, but there's like a 10-second delay. And what's up, Astro? How you doing, dude? Yeah, I cannot get used to how severe the delay is on streaming on YouTube. It's like 10 seconds. Audio is fine, thank you. I always check myself, see if there's any problems. Alright. It's been a while. I skipped last week because it was Mother's Day. I went to visit my grandmom and bring her some food and stuff like that. So, what's up, Coco? How you doing? Alright. Today, I'm just gonna rush through the Chem Lab build. Summer finally started. Huzzah. Maybe we'll finally have some good weather, you know? I don't know where I'm living. It's pretty fine. It was cold for most of the time. But you guys are doing fine in your respective places. Alright, what we're doing here. So for me, the biggest challenge is the conveyor belt, and I kind of want to skip this because I think I have this figured out. Oh, I have to figure out redirecting the resources. Oh, that's fine. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. Alright, I'll walk you guys through. This is not the best build, but I'm just gonna rush through it because once again, for me, the conveyor belt is the most important part that I want to build. And it's the hardest part to get done, but I'm just gonna have a temporary buffer resource for the Chem Labs here. The reason why I'm doing this is that I can just plug it into the conveyor belt anywhere I want. I can filter off the resources off the belt itself. So this is kind of representing a buffer storage. It can be LRC, MRC. I'm probably gonna use MRC because LRC is too big. And then the conveyor belt is gonna be right here. It's gonna be going through and it's just gonna pick up what it wants. Coming back frequently as you're editing a picture. Oh, for work or for fun? You missed a lot? There's nothing to miss, my dude. If you want an overview, let me know. I have a... This is design 1, but I'm cutting it down on this a lot because it's too complicated. Basically, the more moving parts you have that you don't need, the more points of failure you have. So I'm like, keep it simple. KS, that proverb applies to almost everything. If you don't need something, take it off, you know? Like, you don't, if you can do it simpler, do it simpler. But I got the scrap generation here. I have the main production and storage here for trade platform resources, and then we're going with the Chem Lab. And okay, so let me just design this area here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is for the Chem Lab resources, it's gonna deposit it into another buffer storage back here, and then I'm gonna divert it into 2 streams. One is going back into that buffer right here, and then the other is going back to central storage. So it's going to connect to the main conveyor belt line, and that's going to be it. You know what, let's just call it done and start working on the conveyor belt. All right, so let's see, what is this one making? What is steel? Aluminum alloy. All right, let me just fiddle around with it to make sure it works. You made a YouTube banner but needed to zoom in on it so it's viewable on all devices. Gotcha, dude. My banner sucks. I should probably redo it, to be honest. But I just don't care enough right now. Good on you, dude. Good on you. I don't think anyone's gonna click on my channel, look at my banner, and be like, oh, this banner's hideous. I'm leaving. Oh, it's entirely the case when you're larger, but for me, I'm like, oh. So I was thinking about when I should make it. I have some ideas in my head. It's all meme related though, which I'm probably not gonna use. Okay, it doesn't even matter what I do here. It does. All right, I'm just gonna take this. What is this? Why do I have this here? Oh, this is for my conveyor belt that I made using Chronic Zombies design. Alright. I should redesign it. Oh. Saying that you play games for a living? Gotcha, dude. Gotcha. Hold on, Coco. Seems like you're active on YouTube. Did I give you a sub? Hold on. How do I click on? See, YouTube has some features, or lacks some features that Twitch has. That makes it easy. Alright, give me a second. Just give you a sub real quick. We make cringe content, don't worry, I don't have to watch it. I kid. Where is it? Shoot, there's a lot of channels named Coco. Can you drop? Oh, I forgot YouTube blocks links. Give me a second. Scrolling down. I hate YouTube's search algorithm. Trying to look up your channel here and it's not coming up because there's so many Cocos. Let me try a strict search by putting in quotation marks. Oh my god. Alright. Can you send me a link to your channel somehow? YouTube chat blocks links by default. Unless I can, maybe I can enable that. Can I post links into YouTube? Let me try that. We'll figure it out later. No, you know what? If I don't do it now, I'm not gonna do it later. Okay. Let me see. That's my Discord. You don't have to join it. Just join my Discord to add me real quick, and then you can leave the Discord, alright? Send it, if you want to send it to me on Discord, or you can add me on Steam. Let me see what my friend code is. Oh, frick. Okay. This is my friend code on Steam. It's pretty much the only two platforms I use. I realize that this video's going up, but I turn down friend invites if I don't know who you are. Just let me know what your Steam name is, and then I will add you, and you can send me a link on Steam. Okay. I like supporting other content creators because I know how hard it is. It's very difficult getting a sub on YouTube, no matter how big you are. Like if you watch the bigger channels, they're like, oh, 80% of you aren't subbed and stuff like that. And that's just how it be, you know? So I have a Steam, but not with an account. I'll just call it Coco. Okay, gotcha. You don't. Whatever is the most comfortable for you. So just let me know what your account's called, and then I want a smaller buffer or 4 spaces. All right. And the thing is, the crappy thing is, you need subs to monetize your channel, and you know. I only asked for subs on one video, I think, and it didn't do anything, so and it felt cheap, so I'm not gonna do it ever again. Okay. Don't know what these are, but I'm just gonna recycle these arms and repurpose them. So yeah, you know, if I can help someone out, a sub is free. It costs nothing to me, and there's no downside to me. So I'll sub to help you out as a fellow content creator. Okay. Wait, is this backwards? Yeah, the arm is backwards. Right. Goes from the green. No, it's not backwards. Why isn't it grabbing this? Oh, there's no power, that's why. Sometimes I'm dumb. I still haven't woken up properly yet. And it's a hard life, dude. It's a hard life because I've been doing YouTube for like a year. I mean, it depends on the type of content you're making too, but you know, if you ever want any tips, let me know. Not for what I'm doing, the way that I'm running my channel, I'm doing something very specific. But there's something that I want to do, games coverage and guides, so the way that I'm going to build traffic is a little different. But if you're just going for traffic overall, you should definitely check out this dude on Twitch called Saladin the Wise. I talked about this before, but he is a freaking marketing genius. The most intelligent way I've seen to create traffic. It was incredible. He went from one average viewer on Twitch with like a follower account of I'm gonna say probably like 20 or so, and he's almost at 3,000 now. He might have passed 3,000, and the longer he streams, he hits 100 plus average viewers on Twitch. And the one thing that he did was he made TikTok videos with Genshin Impact memes, and he formatted it a certain way. Basically, he had large yellow text telling you what the video was about, and webcam footage of his face on top. You know, that's brilliant in a multiple number of ways, because first, you can't steal his content because it's his face, right? You can try stealing it, but then you can't really capitalize off of it unless you're gonna deepfake yourself as that dude. And then secondly, it bypasses a lot of these kind of filters where they're trying to look for stolen content on TikTok. And when you're doing video game stuff, it's very hard because it might just get flagged as being stolen because it's just a game and anyone can play a game. So the algorithm might think you just stole that video. But if you have a picture of your face on the top half, it kind of bypasses that. Anyways, he realized that, you know, there was not much competition in terms of whatchamacallit, Genshin Impact memes on TikTok, so he used that to build a lot of traffic, and he funneled that into his Twitch account. So he was getting like tens of thousands of views on his TikTok videos, and then he just linked his Twitch, and then bam, snowball that traffic. You can do that a lot of ways with like YouTube Shorts and TikTok mostly, but you have to figure out like a niche where you can kind of compete for exposure. Need an expander. Or extender, I mean. So I was like, dang, this guy's a freaking genius. You can apply that no matter how big or small you are, you know? It's like incredible. Fighting for exposure in a market where you can actually compete. or on a platform where the algorithm is a little more flat, so everyone gets an equal opportunity to get some traffic going, you know. Where is the extender? Sorry, I'm very tired right now. I just woke up like an hour ago. I stayed up late. I've been playing a lot of Apex lately. I got to plat in ranked last season, and now my lobby's full of X-plats. Even in unranked, and I'm like, I don't like this one bit. Everyone's too good. Now I actually have to practice to get better. Oh, extenders are right here. Our apologies. Okay. Tier 2, thanks Astro. Alright, so let me know when you add me. Okay. Alright, so let's see. So the reason why I have this buffer is I'm gonna divert it from the temporary... Oh, I should probably... Should I... You know what? I don't even need this. I'll wait until this is full then. Fine, another storage sensor. So here's what I'm thinking about. So the way I have it currently designed is I'm going to have a temporary storage buffer, and then I have a couple of things to decide. Do I trigger the splitting based on the status of this storage container, or do I do it based on the... It would make more sense to do it based on the status of my actual containers that store it for the Chem Lab, the temporary buffer storage here, and then central storage. So based on that, that should trigger these arms on or off. Okay, so this method is dumb. So you gotta do it, you know. Oh, okay. So that means we don't need a buffer storage here. Although I could trigger the functioning of the production of the Chem Lab based off of this buffer. Will be simpler. Okay, so I'm gonna need to use an OR gate later. But basically, if central storage is empty, or the Chem Lab buffer storage is empty, or not full, I should say. If it's not full, it's gonna turn this on, and since there's two signals, I'm gonna have to use the OR gate, because you don't want to turn it off, right? If you just attach both directly. So it's getting a little bit more complicated. Alright, so I'll do that, and then I will just have sensors from central storage for this arm, and then storage sensors for the Chem Lab buffer storage on this arm, and then I don't need this buffer at all. It's just gonna go here. Doesn't matter either. This doesn't matter either. I kind of want to halt this a little bit. So one thing that, again, going back to auto arms and why they're awful for production, is that they just grab, there's like an item slot priority based on the orientation of your arms and the platform. It tends to, there's a higher probability of it grabbing from a certain slot first. So a certain arm will get more traffic. So if I pause it and wait until this is full and then have it load, then they can grab it. You know, they can grab it at the same time. So it's more likely for an even distribution. But the thing is, what if I don't need an even distribution, right? What if I don't need central storage? Or if I don't need Yeah, so there's a couple of issues there. We'll figure that out as we go. But it's what, well, honestly, the hardest part of this build is just the logistics. It's the conveyor belt system. Okay, we'll keep it simple. We'll just have these arms triggered when we need it. You know. Okay. Alright, we'll call that done for now. Basically, this is gonna go snake around back here for anything that needs plastic. I don't think any needs plastic, but I just put some items down just to visualize in my head what it's gonna look like, some potential flaws, and it's gonna go back to central storage. Should we just... How much time do we have? 45 minutes. What should we spend that time on? Should I actually just build it? I guess we could build it from scratch. I don't know. I kind of don't want to. Okay. Fine. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to even use this design for actual build, but... Alright, let's just take a look here. Organic and resin, carbon compound, aluminum alloy, tungsten carbide, graphite and hydrazine. Okay. So graphene reuses hydrazine. Diamond reuses graphene. Alright. Explosive powder. Oh, titanium alloy reuses graphene as well. Okay. Nanocarbon uses titanium. In the end, it honestly doesn't matter, because as long as you organize your storage correctly, you can do whatever. Okay. I guess we could design a mini instance of this. That means we gotta make a proper central storage mock-up. And I guess we can get a conveyor belt design down. I hate when I keep when I forget passwords. Oh. Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's do it this way. So here's my approach. I'm gonna design a mini instance of... I'm just gonna make a functioning Chem Lab. And... Okay. I'm gonna make a functioning Chem Lab design, and we can kind of treat it as an experiment where we can kind of see what we can do or what we can't do with the conveyor belt lineup we're gonna have going. So if I just make a mock-up, so just pretend these are LRCs. I'm not gonna stock an LRC with the resources. Alright. Why do I have this here? I don't even need this. What was I thinking when I made this design? I don't understand. Oh, based on whether this is full or not. How shall we do this, folks? Why don't we keep it as simple as possible? KIS. Less moving parts, less points of failure, alright? Let's just, you know, let's just get rid of this for now. Okay, we're gonna keep it dumb. Just delete this. I don't want to do this part. It's gonna be really... The reason why I didn't want to do this is because I have to design the conveyor belt right now, and that's gonna take some time. Whereas if I just design only the Chem Lab part, it's gonna be incomplete if I can plug it into my system once I make the conveyor belt. No, don't want medium storage. Get out of here. Go on, get. Okay. So it's just the thing I wanted to do. Alright, so if you have a line of containers, alright, we need the filter to grab it from that specific storage, right? And then it has to transfer down into the main belt. And it doesn't work if it's too small. So it's just gonna be an issue. I need to space this out. Is this the problem? Alright. Spacing becomes an issue as well. Right. I put in this... no, just add me as a friend, and then I will accept it, and then you can remove me as a friend later. I don't care. I just want to see what your YouTube channel is, and then I will give you a sub. Okay. All right. See, this is the problem here. I can work on spacing now. Okay. Okay. Oh man, see what I mean by the spacing? So like, for the conveyor belt system to work properly, and you're going for a modular design where you can just plug it in or expand it by making it bigger. It's gonna take a lot of space. So this is a single bandwidth design. You only have one auto arm carrying the resources, so you can only do one resource at a time, and it takes up this much space. So if you want to do more, you need larger platforms. You don't necessarily need larger buffers, but you need more arms. So, you know, it's kind of annoying. All right, let's just see if this works now. There's no power to this. Okay, yeah. It works for now, but there's so many issues with this. It can get clogged very easily. Alright, we have the filter. Actually, Coco, if you don't have any games, bottleneck because it's taking more than one resource at a time. Yeah, it won't be, but I can fix that by adding more arms and larger platforms. So it's not a concern right now. The concern is if I need every single resource at the same time, and then I'll see if it bottlenecks. which it might. So that's the problem. That's the problem with the conveyor belt. There's some ways you can fix it. So right now, what you do is you just add more arms, right? You just make this buffer platform larger, all right? You just add more arms. That way I can carry more resources at a time, right? You can safely do 4 without things messing up. But when you go beyond that, you get some weird problems. But even with multiple arms, you can, let's say we're gonna set on 4 right now. What you can do is you can have a larger buffer and then have a parallel belt going. So transfer it over here, and you're gonna have 2 lines of 4 going. There's more problems with that because you're gonna have to find ways to transfer resources back and forth between the 2 belts. But yeah, at least you have a larger bandwidth. So the bottleneck in terms of the amount of resources right now is not the problem. It's figuring out how to make sure to merge and split resources with the wide belt. And it's just the amount of space you need too. So it's like, I wish we had a conveyor belt. You know, I don't want trains. Trains doesn't make sense in Astroneer. Give us conveyor belts, man. You know what I'm saying? Trains would be cool, okay? But, you know, in terms of functionality, we have shuttles, you know, we have a lot of things. So unless the train acts as the conveyor belt, you know, I would rather have a conveyor belt. Okay. So again, with the spacing, this is gonna be a big issue. So what we can do is this, and then we can sort of just, yeah, do this here. Okay. A merger and conveyor belt, dude. I'm thinking exactly like Satisfactory, dude. You nailed it. Satisfactory has it down. We need splitters and mergers. And we need conveyor belts for automation to go further beyond what we have right now. Oh, Astrotime, huge shout out. He found out something neat. Basically, if you... Okay, let me see if I can just... Oh. Where did it go? Oh. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Should poop out a resource if you do this. Yeah, alright, see? Isn't this cool? So Astro figured this out. He told me about it on Discord. One of the designs or builds I wanted to make was a vending machine that would poop out resources when you click the button. And I was trying to wrap my head around how to make that happen, because nothing will just drop a resource. Except for this. So he found out that if you have a resource on an empty canister, and you put a different resource in, it just shoves it out. Like the only other thing that does that is on a thumper. So if you have an auto extractor and it's full, it'll do that. So a couple of designs I'm playing around with in my head. So basically what I would do is if it requests an item, it would put it in here. It would just put one into a canister, and then after that I would put in Astronium to pop it out, and after that I would put in a different maybe compound so that it's ready to go again. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I would have to put in compound and then Astronium again, and then you would have to figure out logic so that only the resource that you requested falls through, and then the compound and filler Astronium that you used to flush that buffer goes somewhere else. So that's gonna be an interesting build. I might do that earlier than this one because this one's gonna take forever. But yeah, so shout out to Astrotime there. Nice find there. That's ingenuity right there. Okay. So yeah, might make a vending machine. Gotta figure out how to make like moving doors now at that point. I guess we can use auto arms. I hate using auto arms. It's so inefficient. I mean, we don't have any other. Anyways, Satisfactory is a cool game. I like it a lot. I should go back to playing it. Sorry, I've been lazy lately. What is this? Is that your YouTube ID? Gotcha. All right, thanks, dude. Let me do that right now. Oh, okay. I think I found you. Hoko Kiko. All right. All right, there. I gave you a sub, man. So, what kind of videos you got? So let's watch your latest one.
FBI, open up!
Oh, I don't know if the music is. Let me just mute it. I'm a little paranoid, you know. They're cracking down on copyrights, man. It's looking good. What do you mean it's cringe? Looks like quality content to me. I don't know what you're talking about. It's only cringe if you make it, if you think it's cringe, you know. I don't think anything is cringe by nature. Good work, and I hope you keep it up, dude. Just letting you know, it's not easy, but all it takes is just mindless grinding for a very long time. That sounds depressing, but in reality, it's not, because as long as you don't give up, you work hard and you work smart, you can make anything happen. Yeah, no problem, man, no problem. Thank you for your support as well, I appreciate it. Just want you to know, you know, like, cause I've been pumping out, there was like a period of time where I was pumping out 2 videos a day, 3 videos, including shorts, and you know, it's gets a little disheartening at times, because you feel like you're never gonna make it, but you know, just don't give up if it's something that you really want to do. And if I can get this far making really lame content for stuff that I love doing, I'm sure you can do it as well, you know. I am not a good content creator. I just make stuff that I want to make, so that's pretty much it. You know, I wish I was good, but I ain't. You know, just gotta accept that and just play to your strengths. I love like game theorists. I think their videos have amazing production value. People like Mark Rober and stuff like that. And like, I'm never gonna get to that point, so I shouldn't compare myself to those guys. Can't, like, not even a little bit like them. So. Okay. Once again, just doing this for fun. Yeah, me too. The fun for me is not just playing the games and doing what I want to do and making the videos. It's also figuring out how to make those videos do well too. That's part of the fun for me. Figuring out the meta game of YouTube and applying it, or like Twitch or whatever, and figuring out like how it works, what makes it work well, just getting an understanding of it. I find that stuff very interesting. And you know, the more I study and the more I do stuff, the more I learn that A, it's very hard, and B, it just takes a long time, and C, it takes a little bit of luck, just a little bit. But yeah, work hard and smart. One thing I learned was I love games coverage. All right, so if I could be doing one thing right now, it would be covering games. I love covering indie titles, big games. It doesn't matter. I like playing the game. I like breaking it down. I like making a video so that people can see what it's like, and they can decide if they want to buy it or not. And that's not content that people want to see because it's not entertaining. It's just information, you know? I try to leave my own personal opinions out of it as much as possible. I still put them in there if I feel strongly about something. But yeah, that's not something people want to see. I understand that. So when I was making that and I was going out of my mind, literally spending like 16, I was closer to 17, 18 hours a day, you know, playing games, breaking it down. I would make a video, I would upload it, I would have web articles for that. I would put links up on Facebook. I got submit the coverage for credit, that, you know, and I can make a YouTube short on one, and I was just pumping out 3 videos a day, every day. And I was like, oh, this is not doing well because it's not something people want to see yet. So I figured out that I'm doing it backwards. I should get big first and then go into games coverage. So I get build traffic up before people care that I'm offering this service, because not many people know that I exist. So then I have to look at my channel and I have to see what gains traffic, and that's just guides because people want information. So like, that makes sense. So I'll make more guides. But you know, it's really hard to make a guide because you have to spend an inordinate amount of time playing the game. It's not good enough just reading a wiki article, because knowing about something is different than having hands-on experience with it, because then you know what works and what doesn't and why. Whereas if you just read an article, you're like, oh, I guess this is how it works. You might have some sort of base knowledge, but it's not based off of experience, and that's different. Like when I watch something, I can tell if you're just reading a wiki or if you have hands-on experience. So in order to make a guide, you got to play a game for hundreds of hours, depending on what type of game it is, and then you have to go, you know, script it out. You got to figure out what people want to see or what people need help on, and then you got to write a script, and you got to get the footage, and you got to edit it. And yeah, that's why I only make guides for games that I put a lot of hours into, like Astroneer and No Man's Sky. Occasionally I might make a guide for a game if it's really short. If I can beat it in like 30 minutes, I'll make a guide on it. Yeah, it's hard work. It's hard work. But I learned early on that people don't care if you make entertaining videos unless it goes viral somehow. They want value out of it. So the value of entertainment comes from someone that's popular, not a well-crafted video, which is the sad part. Like if you look at the stats, there are a lot of good content creators out there that don't gain traction, you know? It's perceived value. If let's say you had 1 million subscribers, if you put out the same video you did now, it would get a lot more views and people will say it's great. Whereas, you know, if you have like, you know, only 1,000, they're gonna be like, oh, this is kind of lame, and nothing's different other than your numbers, you know. We're using canisters for rubber and salads for the other resources. I'm just testing it out, Astro. I'm figuring out if there's any sort of performance issues. So one thing you can do is, metrics are very important, because your feelings may lead you to believe that a certain build is better, whereas hard data will tell you if it's better or not. So again, the 3 factors: time efficiency, material efficiency, and user experience. Right? If you have recorded stats on those and you average it, it'll tell you if your build is good or not. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run this, and then I'm going to see if this, which is faster. if the medium resource canister performs at the same level or not, because it can store more. So then I can give people numbers. I can be like, oh, the medium resource canister performs a little bit slower, but the trade-off is you get more resources, right? Or it can actually perform the same speed, in which case this would be the superior item to use. You know, I'm testing it out. When I run a prototype, I try out everything. Is it laggy once it's running? No, I have a pretty decent PC, but if I used to play it on my main PC, which is a really old desktop that I built about 6-7 years ago, and it was pretty laggy there. I couldn't load the game on my PC anymore. They did something with the game where it won't load large save files anymore. So I literally couldn't play the game until I built this PC. And the new one that I'm using right now, I built specifically for Astroneer. You need at least 32 gigabytes of RAM to load a large save file now. I'm like, why? I think mine's sitting, not this one. This one's a creative save file, so it's smaller. But my main one's I think at 45 megabytes now. Yeah, it's even with like a 2070 Super as a GPU, it lags when I'm on my home base a little bit. I can't push that many frames unless I lower the graphics. Okay, so you guys get the gist of this, right? This is the single resource stream conveyor belt. It has a lot of issues as is. Coco, you nailed it. It's a bottleneck here, but it's just for prototyping, all right? It's for abstracting your ideas. Not abstracting it, making it concrete, and you can scale it up. I can make the platform larger and I can add more arms. So it's not an issue here. Okay. Alright, so we gotta figure this part out now. The backside. Okay. Oh. I don't do benchmarking unless I'm convinced that the build is done. So I don't do that for a lot of my builds because it's just like a one and done. If it can run Astroneer, yeah. Astroneer with a large save file. Yeah. I was very sad. You can't believe, you couldn't imagine my sadness when, because I used to stream that every day, all day. It can run Crisis is dead, you're right. Can it run Astroneer? Okay. You know why Astroneer is a very special benchmarking game? Almost every other game has item limits. Like No Man's Sky limits how many items you can have in village, and it limits how many, not village, base, how many bases you can have. Whereas Astroneer is like you can literally fill an entire planet with dynamite if you wanted to. Now it's gonna go down to like 1 frame a second, but you can do it if you want to. It doesn't limit you, and I like that. They're ballsy. Okay, backside. Okay. Now I need a temporary storage unit. Just so they can live somewhere. The more buffers I have, the more slowdown I have. Also, the more points of failure I have. I don't know if I should use an MRC here. We'll just... yeah, you know what? We'll use the buffer. Okay. Ah, yeah. I love Let's Game It Out. His videos are all hilarious. I used to like Greystone Plays because he did the same thing, but now he's making different types of videos, you know? Also, Let's Game It Out sounds like Squidward a little bit. I'm just joking, but yeah, that guy is hilarious. He's actually really good at breaking down games, by the way. I don't think people realize it, but when I saw him play Satisfactory, I'm like, yo, this guy is actually really smart. A, he's smart because he knows how to break down games logically and find points of failure and make it funny. And B, he's very creative about it too. He's legit genius in games. Yeah, I agree. The thing is, like, it's very hard to come up with an idea that he has to begin with, right? Let alone to figure out how to break the game. That's a different matter altogether. But like, finding something that's entertaining, you know, that takes a lot of creativity too. A different type of brain, but he has both. And I'm like, what the heck, man? He went to the core of Silva just to find clay. Oh, that's hilarious. What a genius, man. Oh yeah, that reminds me, the biggest Astroneer content creator is Z1. And that's how he got big, was he made Astroneer guide videos and he used that traffic to snowball his channel, and it got larger and larger. And now he's making other videos, and those videos do well because he has a large follower base. So that, you know, that method works. Duke centers over the planet just to power the gateways. Ah, yes. Mad lad. I love this raft video. When he figured out zip lines worked, and then he's like, okay, and then his raft is just a giant mess of zip lines. I was like, oh my goodness. What is this monstrosity? He didn't even play the game, you know, that's the great part. He doesn't like play the game normally. He just does this crazy stuff that I wouldn't have thought of. Okay, so we got two things to do here. One it has to recycle back. Oh, so here's what we'll do. I guess we need here. I know this is incredibly lazy, but don't sue me. I need an empty LRC. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This LRC is here. Just pretend it's pulling the resin from the LRC, okay? I'm not gonna bother filling it because it takes forever. I mean, I could set up a build in a minute to fill it, but I don't want to right now, okay? I can just copy a full LRC too. Anyways, the point is, whatever. I just thought of some issues that I could have, but like, we'll solve it later. All right. Okay, so it has to. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna have another conveyor belt here on the back, and we're gonna ferry it back to central storage. God dang it. I don't know why, but I always go here when I want this thing, and I only do it for this thing too. I don't know why. Okay. Alright. We're gonna have another conveyor belt system here. And we're gonna split it in two ways. One is back to central storage, and one is back to the... Actually, should I just... Yeah, you know what? I'll just make it go back to central storage. Why make it go to a Chem Lab buffer when I don't need to? You know, that's dumb. That's dumb, and it creates more conveyor belts, and I don't want to build it. Think lazy and smart, alright? Smart lazy is the best way to think. Dumb lazy just makes you work harder for no reason. Okay, alright, so we figured it out. we don't need no buffer. Get that garbage out of here. Okay, we're just gonna cycle this back into central storage. We're gonna have a back line so we don't clog it up. Covering Minecraft clones, there's so much of them. Yeah, you can do that. Whatever you feel motivated to do. Easy tip, and I'm not even joking right now. Oh wait, why am I in the desktop feed? Sorry, I should be in the game feed. So if you're wondering like what type of videos will garner traffic, you know, if you look here and you can look up Astroneer and you look at the autocomplete. Oh, do you know why tips and tricks is trending? I use that a lot. Yeah. You see, look, I saw whatchamacallit, T Hill using tips and tricks too, but this is how I used look, it's me, it's my video right there. So you just go type in something that you want to do, you want to cover, and you're like, oh, beginner's guide, tutorial, gameplay video. You can even go further. Like I really like achievements, so I'm like, what achievement do people need help on? It's not showing it, but it used to be the firework achievement. Fireworks achievement. Oh, my video should pop up here. Yeah, 8.8K. So it's like use the algorithm to your advantage. You know, if you want to look at Minecraft clones, it depends on what keywords you're using. So you should try all of them. But like Minecraft clones in Hindi, so you might want to do Minecraft clones in Hindi on browser, on Steam, free, best Minecraft clones. You can make a video and call it best Minecraft clones and cover the best Minecraft clones, right? Those are small things you can do. Also, I got a huge boost from Reddit. I used to have a Reddit account, I deleted it, and then I made a new one because Reddit is invaluable. It is probably the best tool you can use to get something going. But the hard part is you have to make quality content if you're gonna post it on Reddit. If people think you're just doing it to gain traffic, they will just downvote you. So I got lucky. Astroneer hydrogen. I know Blitz did it. Not this one. This one, yeah. Anyway, is it the 12K or the 4K one? I posted one of these videos up and it got like 100 upvotes and it equaled 1,000 views from Reddit, and that gave me my early boost for Astroneer related content. There's a lot of things you can do. It's all about traffic. It's not about how good your content is, it's about how many people can see it. Alright, let me go back to the game feed so you don't see that. Let's see. It's cool talking about the firework achievement. Actually follow your firework. Oh yeah, see? You think you're ready? Gotcha. Alright. I'm gonna tell you the hard truth. You should be spending about 50% of your energy making your videos and the other 50% on advertising. Figuring out how to get people to your channel if you want to make it work. It doesn't matter how good your video is or how well you made it, if the algorithm isn't gonna pick it up. So there are a couple of ways you can try to work around the algorithm, or you can ignore the algorithm and use other tools to bring traffic in from outside sources like Reddit. You know, Twitter is hard to use, but if you can figure it out, Twitter is invaluable too. Facebook is actually really good. It's underrated. People hate Facebook, but it's huge. I posted a video on Facebook and I got 1,000 impressions on it, which is for free. You know, that's great. Impressions is just, they just saw it pop up. Doesn't mean they clicked on it, you know? So that's another thing. Gaming videos on Facebook, people don't upload it directly to Facebook. So if you can do that, they require your videos to be 3 minutes long. So if you can make a 3-minute long video and make it really good and then post it on Facebook, that'll work. You can also make it, you know, about 20 seconds long and post it on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. That'll also work. The idea is you make one main piece of content for your YouTube channel, make it extremely well, and then shorten it or tighten it up for other platforms so you do less work, but you get more coverage from that one piece of content. So that's another thing to do. That's straight from Gary Vee. I kind of hate it when people quote Gary Vee videos and stuff. Whoopty's a huge fan, but I'm just like, I hate these like motivational gurus, you know, like. Anyways, it makes sense though. Like you're making a lot of content, doing very little work. You know, once you put the most effort into your main piece, and then you put a little bit of effort to chunk it up and put it in other places. Yeah, the hardest thing, honestly, is gaining traffic. It's not about making your videos. It's about gaining. You can make crappy videos and still do well, which is kind of sad. But yeah. Where we're going, we don't need roads. I didn't even use the winch. I just floating around in the core with the tractor. Nice! See, you can make a video like that, you know? So many things you can do. Okay. I'm currently playing Valheim. So here's the thing. I'm very lazy sometimes. So I was working really hard for a couple of months. I got burned out. Like, mentally, physically burned out just doing games coverage. People don't realize how much work that takes. Like it's a lot of work, and to do that for a couple months straight, you know, I couldn't do it anymore. I just needed some sleep, so I'm vegetating for the past few weeks. But if you want a tip, if you want to cover a game, Valheim is still okay to cover. The player base is insanely huge. It's still very popular. And there are not a lot of good guides on that game. In fact, most of them are really garbage. So if you just make a high quality guide on Valheim, you're gonna do well traffic wise, you know? And another way to do it is like, if you want to build credibility in the community as a Valheim content creator, then you just post some of the stuff that you do on Reddit. And it has to be stuff that you can like take hundreds of hours to build, you know, just to get clout. But unfortunately that's how it works, you know. Let me just put it here like this. I guess this doesn't look good, but all right. So I'm working on playing Valheim right now. I mean, I really enjoy that game, but boy, is it a bummer to play sometimes. It's the only survival crafting game where it gets harder the more you play it. Like, no joke. It's supposed to get easier, but this one gets harder, and I'm like, God dang it. It never gets easier. It's always ABF, always be farming. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to extend this a bit more, yeah. It's gonna be in the way. But yeah, a couple of things like don't get depressed, don't be a slave to the algorithm. That's why a lot of content creators burn out. They're like, I need to follow this trend, I need to make this type of content. You really don't have to do that. Just make what you want to make, but then package it in a way where it'll do well on the platform, and there's many ways you can do that. Like, for example, for Twitch, people say always use a webcam, right? That is a goddamn lie. It doesn't matter if you use a webcam or not. You'll still do poorly, you know? People don't know what they're talking about when they say, oh, you need a schedule, you need to stick to the schedule. You just always have to be online, but like, you need to work on generating traffic first before you do that sort of stuff. I used to believe in that sort of stuff too, until I realized that it doesn't work. It's just a lie. People don't know what they're talking about. I streamed for like 2 years now, and you know, I tried all of that stuff. It doesn't generate traffic. It's not the key factor in generating traffic. played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and when you leveled up, everything else does too, so you end up getting stuck fighting a level 50 chicken. Wow. See, that could be a funny video. And that's hilarious. Level 50 chicken? What's up, great? Ever had the feeling that your brain doesn't trust your brain? Oh yeah, many times. Especially when it comes to girls, you can't trust your brain. Pro life tip there. Okay, let's see. You know what? Okay, alright. Whatever. Now, I was thinking about this quite a bit, but people don't realize that ego takes a large part in how you approach someone, so let me connect this up. You can't trust your brain with anything? Well, yeah, at least, are you saying that you're dumb, Grape? Because that's what you're saying right now. I don't think you're dumb. Why do you say that? Are you hallucinating right now? Do you see dead people? How many fingers am I holding up right now? Also, another tip, I like using the arrows to indicate which direction my conveyor belt is going. But sometimes I get lazy and I don't do that, so, you know, I'll do that for my final build, but attention to detail. It also makes it easier to troubleshoot your belt because you know which direction things are going at a glance. No. Okay. 2, 4? The answer is 0. One part of your brain, it's Saturday. Second part, it's Friday. Third part, it's Sunday. I think you have a time traveling brain. There we go. Multiple personality disorder. Oh, one other thing is another tip when you're designing. So if you're making a modular system, so if you look at this conveyor belt, you can break it down and treat it as one arm in terms of logic. So this entire belt of arms here, when you're drawing out your sorry, I can't talk right now. Drawing out your circuit diagram or layout, whatever it is you're drawing out, you can simplify this into one arm. This is what I mean by kind of you're abstracting what it actually is into the base conceptual thing, which is it moves an object and it moves in one way, which means it acts the same as one auto arm. So you can just treat it as one arm in your diagram, and then for the logic, you can control it on the first arm or the last arm, you know, and it'll shut the entire thing down. If this arm is shut down, it shuts the entire thing down. And what's up, Ismail? How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Why do you keep copying stuff when you can use a plinth? Oh yeah, you can. You can. You know what? I just don't care enough. Astroneer is like Minecraft. Every redstone build that you made is modular, and so is Astroneer. Yeah. Minecraft is a superior game in terms of building so far. People used to make fun of Minecraft and say it's a kid's game, but in reality, it's probably one of the deepest games I played. I haven't played it a lot, but just from watching other people play it, I'll acknowledge that it is a very, very deep game. Okay. Oh, it's here. There you go. All right. Nope. Zap it. All right. Now, this is where spacing gets to be a bit of an issue, but whatever. Okay. There we go. Do you know if you ever get your arm cut off, you can just put some medicine and put the arm back on? I didn't until I watched Village. Yeah, it's very true. Actually, that's not true, folks. Don't do that. I'm pretty sure Ethan is a zombie. It's the only explanation. That is the only explanation that works. Ethan is a zombie. He has to be. There's no other way you can just stick your arm back on. Okay. Let's see if this... Wait, let's see if this works though. Where's, I need some... Yeah, I need some... Whatchamacallit? I need some resin. There. Just gonna test this real quick. Look how slow this is. Like the time to pick it up and then turn around, it's so slow. What do you mean he's... I don't understand that joke. Alright, we got this. Alright, so here's... I'm gonna call it quits here. Alright, I'm gonna finish this later now that I have the basis of this design set up. But basically, we have central storage here. This is not gonna look like this, alright, in the final build, because central storage is gonna be located further away. But we have central storage here. My voice is turning squeaky. I gotta take a drink. The plinth represents the LRC that's full. Okay, so I'm gonna have storage sensors here, but thank you for dropping by, dude. I'm glad you guys came here. Thank you for giving me your time. By the way, you don't ever have to feel obligated to stay hydrated. Yeah, stay for the whole stream. I hope you're doing something else in the meantime, because I don't want to take up your time. Is very short. All right, the amount of time you have in life is very short. Time is very precious. But yeah, it's the conundrum. I need your time, but I don't want to take it. So the best way is to just give me a lurk, you know. Anyways, it takes it from central storage and it goes into, this is the conveyor belt. All right, this is the filter for the conveyor belt. This is the one that feeds back into it. Stay pointy. Yes, that's my podcast. So it goes through, goes transferred here. All right, this is not, again, this is not the final build, because one arm is too slow. You're gonna get bottlenecked. And then the filter picks it up and puts it into the Chem Lab. It pushes out the resource, which puts it into a buffer. I might get rid of the buffer. I'm gonna have to test this out and see if we need a buffer. Sorry. And then it feeds it back into central storage. Now, if I need a composite resource in the Chem Lab, I can just pull it from central storage. It'll be faster to pull it from a buffer for the Chem Lab. So I might design that later, but let's design the main thing first. So yeah, that's it. And it feeds back into LRC. So there's going to be a back conveyor belt line here, where it just feeds it back in. And then the filters will grab it and pick it up. This way, at least, I won't clog this conveyor belt system up. Now, if I can handle a conveyor belt that goes both ways, that would be pretty cool, but I don't think that's going to be feasible right now. I don't think you would want to do that for, you know, many reasons. But anyways, that's pretty much it. So you have our basic build done. We're going to have each Chem Lab build one resource. It's going to pull from central storage, and then it's going to feed it back into central storage with the conveyor belt line. So I'm going to have filters here, and it's going to be okay. It's not going to be that fast because it has to travel all the way down. Hence, having a buffer would be faster. So we'll figure that out. I might just buffer it on the Chem Lab itself or behind the Chem Lab. Either way, but... YouTube trips and ticks? Yeah. Ticks? Did I say ticks? Did I say trips and ticks? Dude, I am tripping out right now. Trips and ticks would be a whole different kind of video. You trip into the woods. All right, I should. Yeah, I'm gonna make one actually. All right, let me say my thanks and get it out of here. Before I end, I like to go through chat, and if anyone chatted once, I like to give you a shout out. If you want me to drop a link, just let me know and I'll do it. It's a way of showing my thanks and appreciation. So we got Astro Time. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you once again for the tip about the resource canister dropping materials. I can use that to design a what is that called again? A vending machine. There you go. My brain just died there for a second. Coco, thanks for dropping by, dude. Thank you for sharing your channel with me. Yeah, don't say your content is cringe, man. If you don't like your own content, why would you expect anyone else to like it, right? If you're at that skill level there, you should be proud that you made that content. You don't have to think it's the best. It probably isn't for anyone. But like, you should be proud of what you made, because if you don't like your own content, no one else is gonna like it, right? It's the best you can do, then you should be proud of it, man, because you're gonna get better. All right. We got Zago Jovanovic, also known as Grade 315 Hungary on Twitch. Thanks for dropping by, Grape. Astro, I thought that was whatchamacallit, a secondary account of yours, Astro Time. I don't know if it is or not, or if it's a separate person named Astro. Regardless, hello. That Ismail Orslan, thanks for dropping by as well. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Alright, I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna take a short break and then I'll return to stream just a little bit of No Man's Sky. Because if I don't stream it, I just don't feel like playing it. I'm burned out. Anyways, catch you guys later. Hope you guys have a nice weekend, and thank you once again for dropping by and giving me your time. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully one day it's another person. Gotcha. I thought it was like your a account on your phone or something, on your desktop. All right, sorry for confusing you, Astro. I couldn't tell because the name is very similar. All right, catch you guys later. If you want me to make a video on anything, let me know. I'll definitely try my best. No Man's Sky, let's go. I'll be back in like 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna refill my beverage, and then we're gonna go. All right, catch you guys next time.